Hello everyone, Kenny Shepard here from the Madera Speedway. It's April 17th and I'd like to give you an update on the status of where we're at here at the Madera Speedway as far as operations for 2020. Before I dive into that, I'd like to bring you up to speed on some projects we're working on. We've been working very hard at the Short Track TV studios, doing some filming, even doing some filming down at the Madera Speedway, single person, single camera filming. But right now we have next Thursday night, April 23rd, the Joey East story. It's Farm Boy to a Champion, the Joey East story, that airs on MAV TV next Thursday night, April 23rd. And then we have another project we've been working on. It's called The Underdogs. It features 6 of our kids from the 5150 Junior Late Model Series. And these are kids that small operations, open bed trailers, kind of just really neat stories called The Underdogs, and it's kids that struggle or hustle or financially they're not where they need to be, and they're really working hard to get the equipment and have the results that they think they're capable of having. So it's a documentary series. It'll air on May 14th, called The Underdogs, and something really unique. We feature some iRacing, and these are kids right now that are really excelling in iRacing. They've also put a lot of effort into their 2020 program, and we're really anxious to see what results they'll get in 2020 from the efforts and where they're at. So it's a series called The Underdogs. It'll air on MAV TV on May the 14th. Joey E special, April 23rd on MAV TV. Now for the update. Our governor made an announcement this week that he could not foresee any mass gatherings whatsoever through August, I believe was the statement. And so that takes out big crowds, concerts, sporting events, things of that nature through that time. Then there was also some talk and a lot of dialogue. I've heard a lot from Southern California and some from other areas about possibly not having any gatherings of any significant sporting events or whatnot until there's a vaccine ready. So with that, we've already been working on a plan that we are trying to put in action, and it's a multiple phase plan, a phase 1, 2, 3, 4. And really what we're working on to reopen the Madera Speedway will be in these phases, and we've submitted this plan this week. We will work with our local fairgrounds, the Fair Board, county health, and then individuals in the state, whoever we possibly can to get this plan to roll out for us. Phase 1 of the plan would look like this. It would be for a period of time, there would be testing only at the Madera Speedway. So absolute minimum amount of teams, perhaps even just one team at a time, testing at the track, people just tuning cars up, tire testing, trying to get things rolling again. Phase 2 would involve racing. Phase 2 would go back to racing, but that would be with the grandstands closed, completely closed down. Minimum operations, pit side, perhaps 1 or only 2 divisions at a time. We would live stream those races and do some creative things live streaming to allow our fans, our diehard fans, to watch while we're doing this. Same time when we have our television shows there in these divisions, we would film for MAV TV, 5150 Junior Late Model Series, Nut Up Pro Late Model Series. So we would film for TV at that time. So that would be phase 2. So there would be no grandstand operations, minimum operations, competitors only basically in the pits, and minimum at that. Phase 3 would be adding divisions in the pit area when it's safe to do so, and then putting some people back in the grandstands, but with 6 feet of spacing between all individuals in the grandstands. Probably even some crowd limits, whatever that number would be, 100 people total, 200, so on and so forth. And then phase 4 would be back to full operations. So that's our plan. We're willing to roll this out in phases and in steps. It's not very attractive, I can tell you, on the financial side, but we believe there's a lot of people that make they're living from racing. There's a lot of people that count on racing that we know of. And we need to get some operations back and moving just for the economic aspect of this. We also have television contracts. We have teams that have sponsors. There's teams that have rental agreements and obligations. So this is what we're doing. We're not backing off. We're trying to make this happen. I believe we will be able to make it happen. Timing-wise, that's probably your next question why you're asking this. Right now, what we see and what we're hoping for is testing in May. We'd like to get back to race operations with no grandstands in June. After that, it's anyone's guess as far as phase 3 and phase 4. We may not get to spectators at all this year in the grandstands from the sounds of things in California and the plans. But again, what we've submitted is testing in May, back to race operations late the last weekend in May, or even in June. As I mentioned before, our schedule, it involves multiple days, double headers, Friday racing, Saturday racing, on the same weekend, things of that nature, if we can make this happen. So a couple of updates there. And again, I know the fans are going to ask, and we plan to live stream the events while we're filming them for TV, and then even the events that we won't film for TV, they're just club races or whatnot, we will still live stream those. We'll make those free, actually. But don't be surprised if you don't see a virtual hat out on the live stream. So if people want to donate $1 or $2 to help us with the operation, we're certainly going to do that. And again, our great sponsors give us the horsepower to do this. Support NutUp, nutup.com, 5150, support them, visit their websites, buy something. It'd be a really good time to help them out if you possibly can. Somebody's calling on the telephone. Let's see who this is. Somebody from Boise, Idaho. We'll have to get that one here in a few minutes. Probably Robert Copley. We've been talking about that Dream 100, so it's probably Robert, but I'll call him back here in a few minutes and we'll chat about that. But again, I had mentioned in the last update that I felt we would have a better picture April 15th, somewhere in that window. Or April 15th, I think we've got a lot better picture of what's going to happen right now. A lot of challenges. Sporting events will be the last to come back online as far as opening up again, but we're trying to come up with a plan that's workable, it's safe, it works for the county, works for the state, works for our race teams. And anyone that makes a living from the sport, we know it's very important to you guys when we're working hard for you. I will have an update about 7 days. We're getting information back even today. A lot of the proposals that we've submitted went out yesterday. I am getting feedback today. I anticipate we'll get a lot more feedback next week. So picture next Thursday, next Friday, somewhere along there. I'll give you another update and we'll let you know where we're at. Till then, be safe. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Madera Speedway.